Alright, welcome to a little video on the second channel. Today I want to show you a bit of a proof of concept, but also, I guess, the potential for a new project that I'm starting. So, recently I saw a video titled The Marble Machine in Minecraft. Now, I'm a pretty big fan of Wintergarten, so I, of course, watched the video. I think that's how you pronounce it. I could be totally wrong, but anyway, I watched the video and I was like, that's pretty cool. But I feel like it could be cooler. So, especially with some of the new game mechanics, that was made, I think, a year ago or a couple years ago or something, so I was like, I might be able to do something better, maybe, with the new game mechanics and stuff. I don't know, I'll give it a go. So I started off with this here. So this is basically my idea for a little marble lifting type thing. So obviously the marbles would be sand or gravel or red sand or something. Basically that's because they fall. Makes it a lot easier to do stuff. But anyway, if I activate this, basically this rotates around in a circle. And the way these work with the honey and slime blocks, they're both sticky blocks, so they stick to stuff like this sandstone here, but they don't stick to each other, meaning you can do really cool stuff like this. Anyway, let me turn my sounds down a little bit. So, I was hoping that I'd be able to get it so it just goes so fast that it doesn't fall, but as you can see it does fall, and if we try and go vertically, it might go up by one if we're lucky, but yeah, it doesn't really do much more than that. So what I was thinking, though, with, having these sticky, having a block like that will allow it to have a bit of an elevator type thing like that, right? So we could do a potential for a marble lifting type thing there, but I'm not sure how well that would work. Anyway, that's just kind of that proof of concept there. Could be kind of cool. Anyway, so over here I was experimenting with, I just got rid of my sand. I was experimenting with this, so a bubble column to push the sand up. So these actually work, surprisingly, and I was like, oh, right, okay, so what about water streams? There's a couple items there, because this should theoretically push it across. Like, you can see my plays being pushed across here. Hopefully this would push the sand across, right? Well, it actually doesn't. So yeah, water streams don't affect sand for some reason, which is a little bit weird, but that's alright, because then I came up with this concept. Now, there's a lot in here, a lot to unpack, but basically, it uses slime blocks, which, bounce the player, if you don't know. I'd be surprised if you didn't, but yeah, they bounce the player, and of course sand as well. So this kind of pushes it across, and these bubble columns push it up, so it has minimal friction on the ground there, meaning it'll just go. So if we disable this little turn here, if I press this button, you can see it just goes like that. So it gets pushed across by that slime block, and then goes all the way across, and it kind of stops between these two blocks here. That's what I marked it with sand. Now, weird thing is that once it stays in this state, which is like the entity state, you'll notice I can't actually break it, but I can break these blocks. And that's because it's not actually a block, it's an entity, which allows it to go in between blocks and stuff. If it stays in that state for long enough, it'll just drop as an item, which we can probably see decently soon with this one, but I'm not going to wait around for it. But yeah, basically, now if I update this, we can actually make it go around corners by using stuff like tripwire hooks and stuff. So if I press this button here now, you can see it goes across there and ends up all the way over here, which is kind of cool. So yeah, I thought the bubble columns is a really creative way. It's kind of like a pipe for the marbles in a way, which is like super cool to me. But yeah, it's kind of a cool little concept. And basically the way this switcher works is that if we look closely after I press this button, what happens is the sand, it takes a little while, but I can increase the delay here to make it a bit more obvious. As you can see, the sand gets pushed across that wall there, and then pushed across by this. And we can do that pretty quick with this, so it's barely noticeable, but it does it. It slams across this wall, and then gets pushed across by that. But if we get rid of the wall, just like so, and then it's just a straight pipe through, you can see that the slime block doesn't happen quick enough, and it just goes through. So, yeah, that's how that works. So we can do a little switchable thing. Could be useful for something, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm sure we can use it somewhere. But on top of that, of course, because bubble columns work, I'm pretty sure, I haven't tested this, but I'm pretty confident that we will be able to actually just make an elevator out of this. But I mean, that's not really what the marble machine is about, is it? It's about transferring them in the most creative way possible, it seems like. But yeah, we'll see, because basically, I guess what you can do, we might have to put some water sources here because it'll destroy them. Let's just put those in real quick. Just like so. And we can actually push that across. And yeah, as you can see, it gets launched. Wow, look at that. So yeah, I guess that definitely works, which is cool. And it takes a little second because it needs to wait for the water source to get back, because it, like, yeah, pushes across. Weird things happen, basically. So yeah, there's a couple concepts for how we can do stuff. In terms of actually activating the, the vibraphone or whatever, the note blocks in this case, it's probably just going to be a case of tripwire hooks like in the original Marble Machine in Minecraft video. Yeah, okay, you just saw there. It stayed as an entity for too long, so it turned into an item. But yeah. Probably, yeah, just going to use tripwire hooks or maybe pressure plates or something. But I feel like in terms of transferring the, I guess, marbles more kind of like the actual machine, I feel like there's a lot to be done there. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm going to try and do. And also in terms of this, we can use this as kind of like a memory reel, kind of like the programming wheel on the actual machine. And it does rotate realistically, so it is kind of cool. And you use those for a lot of things in actual redstone in Minecraft. Like, this is my little redstone world here. Let me try and find the center, because there's a couple 7-segment displays that basically, yeah, okay, we're getting to the heart of it now. Yeah, here we go. So we've got basically the same circuit behind here, and this acts as a memory reel. So it has cauldrons and glass, and it detects, basically stores all of the information for these 7-segment displays here. And as you can see, here's one as well. So you can see it goes around in a reel like that. This one I didn't design. It's a bit more complex and a bit smaller as well. But yeah, cool. So yeah, I think we could definitely do that with the actual machine. Yeah, you can see a bit more clearly how it works here. So when I press the button, that goes around in a circle. And so that's actually used for a memory reel in a lot of redstone stuff. So we could definitely use that in the project, but I don't know. This is why I'm uploading this in the second channel, because I don't know if this project is going to actually end up happening. Now I've got to try and find this again. I think it was off in this direction. But yeah, I don't know if this project is going to end up happening. I guess we'll have to wait and see for that one. Apologies for the dog as well, by the way. But yeah, I don't know. I'm going to try and work on a couple things. Try and, I guess, do some stuff, and it would be cool. Anyway, that's about it. Check out the main channel. See ya.